interview. I got the surprise guest. I've been tweeting about it all week on Twitter. Jimmie Rivera, the #4 ranked bantamweight in the UFC. What's next for him? Could he be fighting the winner of TJ Dillashaw versus Cody? Will he be fighting Dominick Cruz next? Who knows? That division's stacked. Let's hear what Jimmie has to say. And
good morning.
Hey man, how you doing?
I'm doing awesome, man. How you doing is the real question. I know that you were supposed to have a fight with Bryan Caraway. Unfortunately, that didn't go through, and then you had the eye poke from Uriah. First off, how's your eye doing?
My eye's good. It's back to normal. I'm good. I've been training, obviously, because I had the fight. It's feeling as good as it's gonna get.
Well, how long did you have that bandage on? Because we all saw those pictures afterwards. You were like out to eat after the fight. You had that big pirate bandage over your face. How long were you wearing that for?
For a couple days. Once the doctor gave me the clear, I saw, it was really sensitive to light, so it actually helped. He's like, if you still want to use it, you're still sensitive to light, or otherwise you can just, you don't have to use it. I'm like, all right, no problem. I'll stop using it.
And then, of course, this weekend, we just saw BJ Penn go in there against Yair Rodriguez. Were you able to watch this fight? And, of course, what did you think of, BJ's performance? And everyone on that card, I thought, did an amazing job. But when BJ got in there, it was hard for me to watch. I just want to hear what you had to say about, BJ's performance and especially Yair.
Yair, is very talented. But he's got a couple holes in his game. And you got BJ Penn, who just, he has all the talent in the world. Just, I feel like he didn't fight the fight right, to be honest with you. You got a guy that's a really big kicker. You can't give him the space. You have to close the distance and stay in on him, even take him down and use his grappling. His jiu-jitsu is unbelievable. So, he should have took him down and took him down on the ground and kept the distance close. So it was a good fight though. A quick fight, and you feel bad for BJ. He takes all his layoff, he comes in and has a tough fight.
I know, man. When they said that he was coming back against Dennis Seaver, I was like, that's perfect for BJ to come back. And they're like, oh, it's going to be against Yair. Well, there was a couple opponents, but we ended up with Yair, and I was like, oh, man, this isn't good. It almost reminded me of the Johnny Hendricks versus Wonderboy fight in a way. He just didn't have an answer for those kicks. He didn't know what to do in there. Of course, you were supposed to have your fight with Bryan Caraway. What do you think happened, with Bryan? Why do you think this fight fell through?
I think he was just looking for any way out. You know what I mean? He said he hurt his shoulder and tried to apologize to me on social media. I'm like, dude, I know in the beginning you didn't want to fight me. He said it wasn't a good fight for him. He hasn't, he's ducked me twice. This is the third time already. His manager didn't want the fight somehow. He was forced into the fight and he took it. But literally 2 weeks before the fight, he's, out and says he hurts his, labrum. He tore some. I just think he was looking for whatever way he could to get out of the fight. This dead and son, because, he said, his doctor said no, this and that. I'm like, your doctor recommends whatever you want it, recommends whatever you say at the end of the day. If you want to compete, you can go compete. I know plenty of doctors come from being in sport where, be like, I'll find a doctor that's going to let me compete and fight.
So what do you think you're going to be doing next? This fight fell through. I love this fight. You've been having an amazing you've been having an amazing career. Nonetheless, a lot of my fans remember you from King of the Cage, Ultimate Fighter, which Caraway was on that season, if I remember right.
Yeah.
Right. So what do you think's next for you? Where are you heading right now?
I don't know. I'm hoping, I was hoping, maybe get a push for the title fight, but you see Cody and TJ fighting for it, so it's okay. So, the next best thing is, either finally get to fight Caraway or even better, get to fight Dominick Cruz and, let him think it's his tune-up fight, but then do the same thing I did to Faber and retire him too. That'd be great. It doesn't matter whoever they put in front of me. I train for it. I'm going to beat them. But obviously, I want to keep propelling forward and keep going forward. So, if obviously Caraway didn't want to take the fight, this is the third time. He even faked injury to get out of a fight. So I think the most logical sense is to fight Cruz and make that the next step and keep propelling up.
How do you think you would match up against Dominick? Of course, we all know he has got that amazing footwork, and then that fight with Cody No Love. He wasn't playing his game like we said at the beginning of the interview with BJ. We're usually used to seeing him play more defensive style, and in this he was getting emotional. It seemed like he wanted to shut Cody down. He was getting frustrated. How do you think you would match up against Dominick Cruz?
I think I matched up great against him. I mean, look, you got Cody, who's a good boxer, but I'm a better boxer. I'm way better than Cody is. And, you look at what Cody did to Dominick Cruz, I'm going to do even better against him. I mean, you come down to look what does Cruz have? Some simple strikes who are not effective at all because he doesn't even plant his feet and set up his takedown. That's it. You know what I mean? He couldn't take Cody down. There's no way I could, I'm going to get taken down. Faber couldn't even take me down. And Faber was able to take down Cruz. So when it comes down to it, I matched up really well with him. I'm going to go in there and beat him and then go on to the next best thing, which is, that's a great fight for me. Go over there and beat him, fight for the belt next. He's the number one ranked guy. You know what I mean? It makes the most sense.
I gotta ask you, man, what was it like, stepping in there with Uriah? Because you're my age, and I remember in high school I was a huge fan of Uriah Faber. He was like the poster boy for MMA, and you step in there and you've had an amazing career. Everyone has been talking about you for the past couple of years. Me and Steve Reichel from K-Side Submissions were like, here we go, this is Jimmy's chance. What did it feel like when you got in there with Uriah, and then you get the win? I mean, oh man. That did so much for you to jump in there, and everyone's recognizing you now. You're at the top of the division. What did it feel like? Once those cage doors closed, you're standing across the cage from one of my idols, probably one of your idols as well. What was that like?
It was unbelievable. Well, first of all, walking in there and being able to, Uriah Faber, the guy I grew up watching, too, punching me and I'm defending everything. It was unbelievable. I'm like, all right, now he's attacking me and trying to hit me and stuff, and I'm defending. I'm like, man, this guy has nothing for me. It was crazy. It was unbelievable, but it was still. I was shocked. Like starstruck at the beginning. I said I wouldn't get it, but I did anyway. It was kind of hard, and as the rounds went on and as the time went on around, I started putting it on more until that third round where I had one eye, and I had to play it safe a little because I'm fighting with one eye. I got to do, it's kind of hard, So, but I was able still to finish him and beat him, and I think honestly, I went in there, I beat him, and I didn't get that much recognition. I got more recognition not taking a fight this past weekend than being a legend that's been around forever, which is, I think, it's some bullshit, but it is what it is. You know what I mean? They wanted me to fight some schmagoo or some nobody. Both people were nobodies, and it wasn't going to help me at all. It was just a paycheck. And I tell people all the time, I've been in this sport. I got signed almost 2 years ago. I fought Marcus Bramage on a 2-week notice. Yeah. Then I fight Pedro Munoz in his hometown in Brazil, Sao Paulo, Brazil. Then I fight Yuri Alcantara, who nobody wants to fight. I fight him so I could get into the rankings. And then I take the next fight, which was supposed to be Caraway again. Caraway says, no, I don't want to fight him, and leads me to Uriah Faber because they gave me 4 other choices. After that was, Eduardo, Dotson, Sterling, or Faber. I'm like, that's a no-brainer. I want to fight Faber. Why would I fight anybody else? He's at the top of the list. So, when they gave me the alternates, it just, it didn't make sense. I jumped the gun a little bit. My emotions got over me because, I trained through November where I didn't get, I got married in November, didn't get to enjoy my honeymoon, didn't get to enjoy Thanksgiving, Christmas time, didn't get to enjoy New Year's. I was in bed before the ball dropped. Now 2 weeks before the fight, Kerry says, oh, I hurt my shoulder, which is bullshit. He's just fucking scared at the end of the day. He's a little pussy, but that's what it is. So it was crazy to go in there, Faber, and grow up watching him and go in there and get the W. Obviously meant the most. And, I was upset I didn't get to knock him out, but my coach put in the best words. If you didn't knock him out, if you would have knocked him out, everybody would thought I got lucky. The fact that I beat him 30-27 all 3 rounds shows you I didn't get lucky. You know what I mean? And that's why I said, there's no point in fighting Cruz because Cruz had a hard time with Faber. I walked through Faber. TJ, I sparred a couple of years back. He's good, but like I said, he hits like a girl. He doesn't hit hard. He's okay. He's not that great. People think, it was eye opener. 3 years ago, I got to actually grapple Faber. I did one or 2 rounds with him grappling, and I got to kickbox and grapple TJ. And I'm like, wow, these guys, I can't believe I get to train with them. It was really cool. It was before I got in the UFC or anything. And I got to train with them. I'm like, these guys, I thought they were supposed to be elite. These guys aren't good. I'm better than them. This is, it was a boost of confidence to see and go to train with someone like that. And you're like, holy shit, I'm better than them. You know what I mean? And after that, I fought in Sao Paulo, Brazil, and I met Mark Henry. And I got to go train with Frankie Yeager. And I'm like, Frankie's good, but I'm like, I could stand toe-to-toe with Frankie. I'm like, so it's like you see this and it's a confidence booster. And sometimes you put the people on a pedestal, but you realize they're the same as you, first of all. And they bleed the same color, have the same limbs as you. But then you realize where their skill level's out, and you're like, so it doesn't matter. They put someone in front of me, I'll train for them, and I'll pick them apart and was videotaping. I'll see what their weaknesses are, and I'll exploit them, and I'll take them, and I'll beat them, and that's it.
Well, Cody was kind of saying the same thing about TJ, and I can see that. TJ finishes guys later on in the fight, usually like the third or fourth. Cody and Olaf going in there finishing guys. Faber, a lot of people don't even give a lot of credit to, but he'll beat anybody who isn't holding that belt around his waist. And you
No,
went in there.
that's not true. That's not true at all, because that was nobody that beat him.
Yeah, I'm saying that Faber, you know, he's a lot better than a lot of people give him credit for, and you.
Well, yeah. You're right. Sorry, I keep cutting you off. My apologies.
No, I do that all the time, brother. But my question to you is, you know, Cody Nolov is saying the same thing that you're saying. How do you think he'll match up against TJ Dillashaw? Because he sparred with him before. He's saying the same things that you have, like, you know.
Well, he sparred with him all the time. I mean, they trained all the time together. So when you match them up, you honestly you don't really know. I mean, I got to train one time with TJ, and it was funny because I asked my coach the other day, I'm like, can you send me the footage so I could just watch it? And I forgot. Honestly, I know I did well, but I forgot how well I did against him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Especially that he was in a training camp. I was just chilling training, so it was funny. Yeah, you know, you don't know. It's kind of like they know each other so well. You don't know how the fight's going to be. You know, it could go either way. You don't really know how they train and train it. You know what I mean? I know how I was with TJ, and I was able to beat him up, but you don't know how Cody and TJ train. Supposedly, you know, you heard that Cody was like, yeah, I knocked him out. I'm like, I mean, it's anything can happen. So it was that fight, anything can happen.
Well,
Does Cody hit hard? Yeah, I think Cody hits hard. You watch his other fights, he hits hard. He has a good right hand, but sparring TJ hit hard? Nah, TJ doesn't hit hard. So it's like, I don't know what's really going to happen. But TJ looks like a good, you know, TJ's a good wrestler. Well, he looked good wrestling his last fight, but he fought a bloated 25er who can't wrestle or grapple. He just swings for the fences. So it's like, you don't really know.
So for our sport, do you think that those two guys as coaches is going to be good for this season, The Ultimate Fighter? Or do you think the UFC could have picked, you know, somebody better for this season?
No, I think they picked him, and I understand because, you know, it's a business at the end of the day. They got to make money. They have a lot of history. There's a lot of drama between the two. You know what I mean? You had TJ who left the camp. You have Cody who still stayed, was alpha male. And, you know, there's a lot of drama between the two, and they're going to try to, you know, hype it up. You're only going to see what's going to happen. You know, you're true when you got a camera on you 24/7. Your true colors come out. You know how you really are. You know what I mean, you saw how Conor was. You saw how Ronda was. You saw how Miesha Tate was. You saw how all these guys were in Faber. You know, you really see how their persona comes out.
Yeah.
And you really see how they really act. So you're going to see how they really act. You're gonna get to see TJ and Cody how they really are as a person, not just doing a podcast, not just doing an interview, you know. Just like me, people always saying, you know, so everybody's come up with me like, I like this new you. I'm like, listen, man, I've always been a humble and very respectful fighter, you know, but that doesn't get you the fight you want. You have to talk. You have to make some noise. You know what I mean? So with that said, now I'm at this point where it's like, I'm done, you know, being humble and done, you know, biting my tongue. Fuck that. I want to fight the best people out there. I want to go fight Cruz, go beat him, retire him like I did Faber, and move on to the next best thing.
Well, like we were just talking about a minute ago, this time last year, man, you went in there and you beat Alcantara, and now you got married. You got the fight of the night bonus, or you got a 50K bonus. I forgot which one it was. But
yeah,
man,
it was last January. Yep.
What did you do with that bonus? I mean, that's awesome to put in your pockets. You're a newlywed, so you know, what have you been doing with that?
Went to my house. Went to my house. Yeah, nothing special. You know, you try to pay that thing off as fast as you can. Went to my house.
Well, a lot of people don't realize, like, fighters don't live the glamorous life, and a 50K bonus is definitely something to put in your pocket. You just got to pay for your gyms, your training, your diets, the foods that you got to eat. There's a lot that goes into it. A lot of people think, oh, these guys are complaining about the money, but honestly, when you get a 50K bonus, that's gold, you know?
Well, I'm a very smart fighter at the end of the day. This is not my this is my second passion fighter. My first passion has always been teaching. So I'm very successful and very lucky to be blessed to be part of Tiger Showman's and to be able to have my own school in New York City and to be able to teach over 200 students and have great students at the same time. So I'm very blessed and lucky about that.
Well, as we get towards the end of this interview, I have to step out of the octagon for a second. You're from the East Coast. I'm from the East Coast. What have you been up to around here, man? It's been freezing. It's been snowing. Have you been enjoying the weather?
It's effing cold. You know, I wasn't going to enjoy going to Phoenix, go to beat up Caraway and enjoy some warm weather, but obviously that didn't happen. So I've just been training and teaching and, just spending time with the family and, running errands on the weekends when I'm off from work, and I'm not training. It's the same old stuff, different day. Really, it's nothing too out of the norm for me. You know what I mean? Once in a while, spend some time with family on a Sunday or do stuff around the house. Teach Monday through Saturday and train Monday through Saturday.
Any kids on the way? You think you're gonna have a kid?
No kids. I want to retire first, spend a year or two without a kid, and then have a kid.
There you go. That's the way to go. So as we wrap up this interview, man, what I like to do is hand the imaginary microphone over to my guest. If you have any shout outs, anything that I missed, your social media tags, the floor is all yours now, Jimmie.
Yeah, man, I appreciate it. First of all, thank you for having me for the interview. Second of all, if you guys want to get in shape, learn how to authentic kickboxing and get a good workout, come to Tiger Showman, especially if you're in New York City, East 23rd Street. I'm right at my school. Come in, and even just to say hi. You don't even have to take class. I want to say thank you to Tiger Fight Gear. Was the best gear out there, the only gear I train with. And I'd love to say thank you also to NutriBio, the only supplements I use, who are an unbelievable company. Everything's made in-house, so you know exactly what you put in your body, and you know exactly what you're using and how it's going to help you.
I appreciate this interview so much, Jimmie. Where can everybody find you on social media?
Yeah, you could go, Twitter, Jimmie Rivera 135, or Facebook or Instagram, Jimmie Rivera, and you can hit me up. I mean, after this week, this weekend, some people were upset I didn't fight. Some people had good comments, bad comments. It didn't matter to me. I just appreciate the people that understood that the fights didn't make sense. Nothing was going to help me propel forward. So I appreciate all the people that stuck by me and understood.
Alright guys, make sure you keep your eyes out for Jimmie Rivera. Who knows, he could be the next UFC champion.